Welcome back to part number 31 of my Imperator Rome playthrough as Rome. We just finished a whirlwind tour of the East. We declared war on Moria. Took 100 war score out of him. On the way through, we declared, I think, one war proper on the Seleucid Empire. He got into a civil war while we were warring with Moria. We came back, took Makkah with the same really high aggressive expansion, which meant we had a modifier that said we take no aggressive expansion for warring. We still had a high stability. Took Makkah, filed a claim. We have a wonder that gives +6 fabrication speed. We filed a claim on the Seleucid revolt. We're able to take them. Declared a truce break war on the Seleucid Empire proper. We're able to take another 100 war score out of them. That makes like 3 wars with them in the last, I don't know how many, very few years, a decade or thereabouts. Essentially, there's nothing left of them now. But we are at such a, we have no stability and a fairly high aggressive expansion, which is coming down really quite quickly. We get 1.22. I need to get my tyranny back up to burn ever more, but we burn down 0.76 due to our Diplo rep and base. So that is a lot. But definitely that would be helped by tyranny. And I think I have some guys in the gulag or whatnot. I'm going to raise the tyranny back up to 90. I'll be back. We ran out of pops in the dungeon there, so we need more tyranny. We have took a 25 hit for some loyalty issues, or somebody, I think the Bonai wanted us to do something. So if we start to smear Popularis, why have a legate as a Popularis? I don't know. I don't really know. He's fairly competent. Let's smear his reputation. That's lowering that even further. But we'll leave that be for now. It's not bad. We have all kinds of bonuses to loyalty, so it shouldn't be too terribly pressing. The truth of the matter is our generals at 10 marshal is probably worth my while. Let's see here. We can smear that, raise our faction approval as well. Any more Popularis about? There we go. We have some there. Smear her as well. It seems as though I've smeared my way into a civil war here, ahead of the Fabii family. I think that's probably, let's see, Fabia Prima. There she is. I think I just smeared her. Yep. She's mad. And do we care? Not really. She's a scholar. So we'll put her in charge of the martial research. Fabia Prima is a 6, but she has the right stuff to get a breakthrough. And she's still mad, but give her free hand, she'll be happy. It goes up by 0.20 and goes down by 0.20, so that'll stay at 4, won't cost us any money. So where was I? We have no stability, fairly high aggressive expansion. We need to dredge up a bit more tyranny. Why I have a populist governor of Cernasia? I don't really know that either. Let's swap him out immediately. Claudia Primas is fit for the job. I now know why I had the populist governor, because they're all populists. We have the 90-ish tyranny. We've been running the whole game, and we're back to, let's see how much that's going to burn down, 0.37. We get 0.76 from our diplomatic reputation. So the tyranny is not playing into that dynamic nearly as hard as our 23 diplomatic reputation is now. So that's going to come down really fast. We are mulling about over here, building out a few ships to the Navy, filing claims. We have, looks like we need a claim against Moria. And why not drop one? It's looks like a decent one right there, really. Let's do it. Let's do it. I was thinking on the merits, some of our vassals integrated in 555 or 550, 551, 552. We have 3 slots available now. I was wondering whether we could dismiss or move out some of these pops in this territory. It looks like there's a singular city there, but really we could release it as a client state and have it take over some of these territories up here with a fair number of pops, and then we could integrate it whenever. I don't see any reason why I shouldn't. We have the slots available, and probably let's see, do we have cities? There's a city here. It's not particularly full. There's a city there, city there. We can absorb that's their territory here. That's ours. Lots of capacity. That's ours. So we can remove the pops from this territory here, evacuate them over here, assuming there are no cities. Yeah, there are none here. So let's do that. Let's get the pops out of here and over here. We have a couple of grain territories here, and this territory is reasonably food challenged. It's in like the center of a whole lot of conflict. So I'm going to move the pops onto these grain territories for what it's worth and set the slave promotion to negative. So I moved quite a few Parthians, some of them even out here, just so they'd mix in with less of a cultural majority. Anyway, more to the point, let's see what our provenance looks like now. There's still 41 pops in there. We'd have to reintegrate them, but we integrate at such a breakneck pace now that I don't think that's really such a big deal. What I need to do is get Romans out there, and we'd have to move the capital. Let's see. Like there's a singular pop here. I could move the capital there or here. So if I move, say, 3 Romans out there, I shouldn't run into any trouble. I could release it as a client and take no aggressive expansion for this activity in Moria if I were to annex that. Why do I want that as opposed to... well, I don't want to stand down again, number 1. If I take a separate piece here, I'll end up with quite a bit of aggressive expansion. Whoa, look at that. Chola is large as well. We can't file a claim there yet. No, we'd have to take this Vindhya out in 557, 5 years from now. Then we could get adjacent, file a claim, and then attack Moria and Chola in the sort of the same war sequence and take like 90 AE here and none here for the follow-up if we get it done fast enough, and I'm pretty sure we will. So why do I want that client state up there? Well, I suppose the word is just because our client states integrate really fast with our super high diplomatic rep. Why worry? Along those lines, when are you integrating? 555, so 3 years out. You 558, 6 years out, and you 564, 12 years out. And then I just now started the integration process here. And then this, we could attack. Are they still belligerent or not belligerent? Yeah, they'll give us what we want, which is exactly what we don't want, so we'll have to wait. I think I'm going to create some client states out here and keep the Eastern warring to ourselves in that our armies are over there, and I can hire some mercs over here. So when we're not warring in the East, we can hire mercs over here. This is half strategic and half from a player tedium standpoint. While I'm down here, I can concentrate doing stuff over here, which would be warring and various other matters, mostly warring, with the 6 mercs that we can hire at our limit. So maybe we're at a low stability, or we don't have any truce expirations for a while. We just have the units drill, and we can acquire territories to ourselves. Is there any point in releasing this vassal right now? I may release the singular vassal, but really we want to proceed inland here with Roman territory proper, as we want to access, number one, this part of the Seleucid Empire and Bactria as well, as opposed to annex even more to this theorized vassal that we're going to release. So maybe this is not such a good idea. We want to be more agile over here, whereas we don't care over here. It's just sort of like mop-up detail, and we can do it at any time, at any point, just so long as it gets done. So why not release this as a vassal? There's no reason. I'm going to move all the pops out that can be moved to Faucia from that, from the province to the north. And that would not be one of them. That would not be one of them. You are. Whoops. And you are as well. You are as well. So we'll get those guys from Faucia out, and we'll figure out how many pops we need up there, how many Romans specifically. So the capital at present has 2 pops, 2 Subian and 2 Subian. I bet there's an area with 1 pop somewhere. Chalcia, there it is. So we would need 2 Romans up here. I would wager that I happen to have 2 Romans in the house. Let's move these guys, the last couple here. So anybody who's in this province here has been evacuated. Look at that. We can move this guy. We could decolonize that. That's just bad for not do it. How many pops are here? I'm going to find out. 8 pops. The less the merrier. So we can now, there's a singular pop there. We can move the provincial capital. Thump. I need to move 2 Romans up here to form that client state. I'm going to do that. There just happen to be a few Romans that have assimilated here in this province. At least 1. So we have 1 there. And another there. We'll move them up here. One and 2. That would mean this is now a Roman Hellenic territory, and we can release Chalcia as a vassal. Let's sort here, Chalcia. We'll go down. There it is. Let's release it. And it should show as the Roman Hellenic. Good for me. We have 2 slots left. The larger these vassals are, the more pain there is involved in annexing them. We have another reasonably sized province here. Let's move as many pops out of here as we can. We'll get it from there, not from there, nor from there. And then we'll move them out here from this capital territory. So how many pops are in here now? 6 pops. Okay, so the capital has 1 Televarian slave. We can replace him with a Roman slave. Let's see if there are still any Romans in this area. We have a singular Roman. Let's move him here. We'll move him in there. And then we'll move that non-Roman out from that capital territory here. So that should leave a singular Roman. What's the name of this? Siambria. Let's release that as well. Sicambria. There it is. It's now our client state, and it is Roman Hellenic. Let's juice the opinion. We have a singular territory here as well. Let's move as many pops out of there as possible. That would be 3. That leaves us with a non-Roman freeman, I'm sure. Let's see if we have any Romans in this area. We need 2. There's 1 and 2. So we can now move here. Move these Romans in there, 1 and 2. That should now be Roman and Hellenic. It is. What's the name of that territory? Helvetia. We go here. Find Helvetia. There it is. We'll release it. Thump. So we should now have a tiny little That's it right there, right? Roman Hellenic client state. So we should now show 8 of 8. We do. These guys, let's see if we can increase this fellow's opinion. The 10-year window is now ticking, so we can start to annex these 3 client states in 562. And we'll want to take some territory and file some claims over the next 5 years before our truce ends with Moria. Again, I don't think it's necessary per se, because if we have a lot of aggressive expansion from warring over here, taking stuff to ourselves, we'll probably get no aggressive expansion for this as well, but it's being able to do it sort of when you want to in a sort of maybe more of a casual manner than one might need to do if you have a high aggressive expansion. You're beholden to close the war out quickly to keep the ball rolling. I don't want to do it. We'll just take it to these clients. As the game is going to go on for a while, we'll need a couple, 3, 4 wars out of this lot over here. So as to when these guys integrate, whether I do it all now or whether it takes 20 years or more, it doesn't matter, because we're going to be playing the game for that long anyway. This one is integrating 556. Has a grand total of 143 pops. I'm going to arrange for more food in these forward located provinces here. Although they're not really so forward any longer. There's a bunch of food out here, I think. Maybe we'll just relocate forward there, as there's... Yep, that's where the war is going to take place as well. Let's get on board here. We'll get these units down this way. Let's get you down there as well. There's no rush. Where are you? We'll get this unit on board here. And sail off this way and pick these guys up. We have a Casus Belli now on Kush. We could hire 6 mercs and go down there and crush him at some point as well. Our research rate here is in the crater. I'm not sure exactly how that happened, but there's a fair clip of pop movement. Well, I'll make a fair bet that there are a lot of Romans just mulling about out in the countryside. There's one, say this given province. 2, 3, 4. There's 4 there. And they are going to promote up. Let's see. Various sorts. We could send various others in there, so the Romans will, the ratios will be even more favorable for promotion. We just avoid Punics, we should be good. So we've done it. I'm gonna go across this coast. I haven't touched Carthage really at all, and I would wager there are quite a few Romans that have just sort of become Roman by osmosis. That's why I don't build this way. A lot of people that you hear about it on the boards all the time. This wonder over here, what is it? I don't even know where it is because I never build it. Anyway, wherever it is, it doesn't. For me, it's completely irrelevant, as I'm not going to build it because I don't want any more pops outside of cities. I can promote the pops or assimilate the pops that I want in the cities with this theater, and if they're out here, I don't want them because, number one, I'll have to move them. Well, number one, that they'll crater the research rate if they stay out there, which leads me to number two, I'll have to move them into the cities more often than I'm doing right now, and I don't really want to do this in the first place. So what do I want with more pops that are assimilated out in the field? I don't. That Gaius, I believe our legate, who's a populist, we're going to pay 15 PI and then dismiss him immediately and get a non-populist, popularis. This fellow comes to mind. He looks to be reasonably low. She's even better yet. Other than she's not a great family person, let's plop him down. He's happy. Our claim against Moria just hit. We'll smear a few reputations, get a bit of drum up a bit of senatorial support as well as a tyranny. Oh, we have this. We'll take a 2.5% AE modifier. Why not? We're going here anyway. We'll get 2 more max merc armies. So we're presently at 4. Our legate has died during childbirth. Let's see here where we're going. Let's head down in this direction. Actually, we'll go here and get transported by fleet. So which legate is it? Illyria. Let's see here. Illyria. She sure does seem... I bet that's going to walkify all of our great families, though. We place a non-great family member as a legate. She seems happy. She's old. She'll die before long. I'm going to call up a legion, the Cisalpine Gaul. It's not much of a legion. It can go up north. There are quite a few pops. Let's see where Asia is now that we're... So this area here is a proper legion I have working, so I just took these areas and I'm pretty sure that I have as yet to consolidate any pops in these cities. The legion is quite small and I'd like it to grow, so I can consolidate pops in various cities. Let's see, it's not particularly loyal, but it can be, provided we can find a sufficient number of Romans, and there are not really many about as yet because we just recently took that. But I would wager that there are a fair number of Romans about here and or here that are just sort of mulling about. I'm going to find them and move them. Like here, that I don't think there's a city in this whole area, so we can dredge up some Hellenic pops and some Romans. Get them out here from Rhodos, which we leveled, and get those guys into those cities. They won't be what did we just lose there? Glass, whatever. They won't be the same culture as that lot over there either, so we don't have to worry so much about moving them in because, well, they won't, again, be the same culture, and It will be essentially irrelevant relative to the cultural dominance, which is going to be reached. We want to get to Kanos here. Actually, do we have cities in Asia? Actually, the pronounced is probably more pronounced here, as these cities are surely almost empty. Yep, all of them. And we have some Romanization. Actually, I have a fair clip of Romanization. I'm going to move these pops here to Kanos and then in here. A bunch of Romans up here as well. We can move them out and down. I did what I could. I moved a bunch of pops here, and these cities along this coast are all essentially Roman now, except you. It's a lost cause, but we have probably need some temples in these areas as well. Let's see. Maybe, definitely here. Here as well, we've done that. Maybe drop one here as well. Probably better spent elsewhere, really over in India, etc. Probably up here in the Zoroastrian territory or Chaldic. And quite a few Romans here. I'm going to move non-Roman pops in there while still maintaining the Roman cultural dominance. And try to get this legion of Cilicia, the number force count raised. This area has Romanized since my last survey of this region. Let's see if we have any errant pops about that I can be put in there. There are some. There's a bunch in here as well. And it's still Roman. I surveyed this Pharsalos area. It's 13 Romans. So I can move any... provided I move one Roman in there, I can move a Thessalonian. So if I find a Roman, I found two here, so I can move in 2 Thessalonians and various other sorts, as long as they're not Thessalonian, or just more Romans and Thessalonians. What's that now? We can move in a Punic. Okay, so and then we have this city here is very Roman. Essentially, I could just click the button a bunch of times wherever I happen to find a pop until I reach the capacity. Alright, how about this area? I'm not sure why my wonder marker wasn't popping up, but I'm going to up this honored slaves to level 4. Should get us more money. Are there any others that are not popping? This one looks to be next. Anyway, I've been sawing through time, letting the AE burn down. It's coming down very quickly. We're not burning quite as much, only 0.49 from our Diplo rep and base at present because it's lower value. Our stability is starting to come back up. We're happy again, happy. And the tyranny's high. Why should I stick a pig? Why should I do it? I don't need to do it. I'll not pay it. How much is it? No, not pay. Here, let's see. 50 or 49.89. I'm not paying no. Not for a 0.15 tick up. I'm going to file me some claims over here near our newly created client states. This one here, one of ours. Let's see if we have any claims of who are you associated. He's at war with someone, I said. How about you? He's at war as well. And you? He is associated with who? Tiny little Rorarxia. Okay. Well, I suppose a claim is a claim. I'd like some little more pin action there. Let's see what we get here. These three or three tribes there. Well, it's something. Let's file a claim and have at it. I think I have a claim here, as my recollection is I do. I think I have one here as well. I do. That's, let's see, this guy is affiliated with these two here, or these three are affiliated. This tribe is affiliated actually with a couple others as well. That leaves this lot. But I have no vassal there, no need. This is my vassal here. Let's see if we can get some pin action up through this territory here. I think if we file here, we get Evionia and Herulia. Any more than that? Nope. We'll file right there. Have at it. I just wait. Shuffle more pops around. I've been trying to fill out this, as you note, the Cilicia. And there are more than a few pops that can be consolidated through here into cities. I don't think they've Romanized sufficiently yet to make it worth my while to do it. If I'm going to move anybody in, I'd like Romans to be a part of the procedure. And there's like, so far I found exactly one Roman. That's nice and all, but I just wait. Without all those mercs, I'm not exactly feeling particularly comfortable engaging Moria. But we still have a lot of very potent units, but none of them, not quite like that merc horde I had during the first war. And plus he's allied with Vindhya here. I'm sending the fleet back to pick up the Magale mercs here. Trio, two of these guys here and this guy. I'm going to ship them out to the Morian front. I think there's a fat stack around here. If nothing else, I won't have to bribe him, and the Morians won't get him either. And that'll make our 4. Unless I can come up with an innovation. I think most of these guys have breakthrough abilities, a special. I see. And we have the Popularis there again because why? Let's see. The blue. So the blue guys, the Horatis, cannot be replaced. So that's the reason. Why are you there again? This guy is a 6, but he has pollen. We'll put him down. I've also been building out to these legions. Probably these are getting a little bit too large, but who can say, really? Let's see. We can have an elephant and another siege engineer there. There. We'll have 2. No, we're topped out. Use another elephant there. A couple of more siege engineers, maybe an elephant. Aha! We have been growing. I grab another engineer, an elephant, and a donkey. I would not be at all surprised if we had some stuff we could do here. I see. Thrace, I see. We haven't done this either. Yeah, well. I'll not march to this thing's drum. I'll just not do it. We're doing very well on our own without these missions. We could use a bit of tyranny and a bit of support here. Let's see if we could smear some Popularis. There must be some about. There is a researcher there. We'll smear him. There's another minor character. We'll smear her. One more smear for the road here. We'll smear our legate. Looks like our vassal in Iberia has integrated. We'll pick up these Roman Hellenic characters. I'm pretty sure we can release a new vassal right here and have it gobble up some territories in this area. Let's just move all those pops out. This one will require less Romans. Can move all but one out. Over here, for whatever reason, there's a bunch of freemen there. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a barracks there. Yeah, let's get rid of that. And in fact, let's get rid of all of the barracks that our vassal has built. I moved all but one pop out here, a druidic, and I just need to find a Roman or two and put them up in there. We will then release that as client state. So they're there. There's a fair clip of Romans about various areas. So this is now Roman. And we can release, where is that? Celtiberia Centralis as a vassal. There it is, right there as expected. Let's release it. Boom. So, uh-oh. I left pops in here. 6, and well, we'll have to reintegrate them. Oh well. Should be Roman Hellenic, it is. Let's juice the opinion. It looks as though Vadinia will not comply with the if we threaten to take Camarisia. So we could start a war. We'd have to pay and hire a bunch of mercs about this area. Where are probably quite a few mercs. I want to wait until I get this, what is it, oratory advance. That'll give me another 2 mercs. Delete all these forts. I think that should about do it as for this episode. Let's just delete these forts. Take a look at the map and see what is going on. So that is that. We are coming up. Our stability is rising. It has a drag of 0.37 because of our aggressive expansion, which should come down fairly quickly, 1 per month so far. I would imagine our loyalties are not going over particularly well, but they're not terrible either. I still need to build various temples and such in these areas, many of these areas at least here, and that's about the size of it. Let's see, how is our, do we have a claim against Macedon? And who are you? You're at war with whom not? Let's see. Yikes. I don't believe this thing when it tells me I have a claim somewhere, because sometimes it will lie. But I don't think I do have the claim, so I need to, well, I'm going to wait to figure it out. There's no rush. When I get to 20 stability, I can just hit that declare war and it will tell me one way or the next. But for now, I'm just not worried about it. There's no rush. We're in the east, and we're not going to go back to Macedon for that, and we're not going to fight Macedon with mercs, so there's no point in filing that claim right now. When do you annex? 564, and that's the last of our legacy vassals. I think we have some about, but they are for tribal annexation. Let's see, I should probably file a claim. Well, we need our vassal to break out. Let's see. Latobrigia. Let's see. This guy. Who is he at war with? Whenever I file a claim, the thing always screws me, essentially. No matter which side I file it on, the other side always wins and my claim disappears. So, if one were to make a logical or rational choice and assume that what I just said is just biased or whatnot based on what limited number of experience I have over the 5,000 hours I have in this game. Let's see if we were to make a rational decision. So Lepontica here is at war with Lantobrigia. Lantobrigia is also at war with this tribe and at war with Brigantia. So you would think if we were to file a claim against Lepontica, and get that whole lot involved, you'd think that Lepontica would win, wouldn't you? Well, we're going to find out, because that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to file a claim right there. And that is going to do it for this episode. I hope to see you in the next one.